The story of the Prince and the Pauper is a story of long ago. In the long ago when kings ruled the land, some men were free while other men were slaves. It is a wondrous tale of two boys who dreamed of living different lives, dreamed of being someone else, and by a strange trick of fate had their dreams come true. It may be history. It may be legend. It may have happened. It may not have happened. But it could have happened just this way. In the shadow of London Bridge, in the England of long ago, two young boys lived. Their lives were as different from each other's as any two lives could be. Tom Canty was a poor street urchin who lived with his father and mother and two sisters in Pudding Lane. His father was a thief, a mean man who had already forced young Tom to go out into the streets to beg and steal. The boy hated his life, but secretly cherished a dream. He dreamed of a charmed life full of wonderful things, of castles and princes. He longed to see a real palace, see a real king, or catch a glimpse of a real prince. Not too far from that same London Bridge lived Edward Tudor, Prince of Wales. He was the idol, the hope of the future for all the people of England. He was heir apparent to the throne. One day he would be King of England. But young Prince Edward also cherished a dream. He wished he could go out into the world and learn of things. He yearned to be as other boys, to be free to play with others and come and go as he pleased. One day soon, the lives and dreams of Tom Canty, Pauper, and Edward Tudor, Prince, would cross each other, and for them the world would never be the same.
Tom! You lazy, good-for-nothing lout.
Yes, Father?
Don't father me, you miserable liar. I'm gonna box your ears good. Come over here.
Please, sir, I haven't lied about anything.
Haven't you? All right, then. Where's the money you were supposed to leave me from last night's pickings, huh? Where is it?
But I didn't make any money last night. I just begged enough money to get me a muffin. I was very hungry, and then I just wandered off.
You mean you didn't pick any pockets in that crowd? The easiest pickings in days, and you just wandered off. Why, you rotten...
Keep your hands off me. I've told the truth. I can't steal for you or for anyone. I just can't do it. I won't do it. You can beat me to death if you like.
And beat you I will, you wretched, ungrateful, stinking dreamer. You're not worth keeping, but by God, I'm gonna knock those foolish dreams right out of you. I said come here. Come over.
No, let go. Let go.
You better get back here. No son of mine is going to give me back talk. I'll find you, and when I do, you'll know who's still master of this house. Do you hear me, Tom? I said come back.
Tom wandered off, far from the cursing shouts of his father. He sauntered here and there in the great city, hardly noticing where he was going or what was happening to him. Soon he realized that he was farther away from Pudding Lane than he had ever been. He was, in fact, for the first time near the gates of the majestic palace at Westminster. His secret longing took hold of him, and, as though in a trance, he approached the magnificent gates of the palace.
Where do you think you're going, urchin?
I just wanted to get a closer look. I meant no harm.
A closer look, is it? Well, you can't come any closer. Take your dirty self away from these gates.
But it is my king as well as yours who lives beyond these gates.
Listen to the street beggar. His king. Mind your manners or you'll feel the back of my hand. Now be off with you.
Hold fast, I say. What goes on here?
Your Highness, I didn't see.
How dare you? How dare you abuse a poor lad like that? How dare you treat the king, my father's poorest subject, so? Open the gates and let him in.
It is the prince, Prince Edward.
Well, boy, are you struck dumb? Why do you stand there and stare? You wished for a closer look. Well, then, come in. Come in.
But your highness...
Be quiet. I may invite whoever I choose to come and visit with me. Come, join me for a while. What is your name?
Tom, sir. I mean, Tom, your majesty.
Oh, I'm not your majesty. Not yet. King Henry, my father, still lives, and he is his majesty. I am his son, Prince Edward of Wales. And tell me, do you have a family? And where do you live?
I live in the city in Pudding Lane, sire. I have a mother and 2 sisters, and a father who, forgive me if it offends you, I am indifferent to.
Why indifferent? Does he mistreat you?
He mistreats everyone. He has a wicked heart.
Does he beat you?
Often, sir.
Come, I shall tell my father of this.
Oh, no, sir. I would not want to trouble his majesty with such small a matter.
Do you have friends in Pudding Lane?
Oh, yes, sire.
Do you play games?
Oh, yes, sire. We have foot races and we go exploring.
Without any older people along? You mean you wander off by yourselves?
Always, sire. We are always left to ourselves.
That is simply marvelous. If only I could. If only once I could just...
If you could what, sire?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking out loud.
It is indeed a wondrous place here. I am overcome by it. If I could but live my life here, if I could...
Now it's you who's doing the thinking, isn't it?
Your Highness. Tell me, sire, why do you stare at me so?
It is strange. I'm struck by our size, our weight, our very looks. Your face, my face. Haven't you noticed, Tom?
Why, I do see a similarity, sire.
Come with me, Tom. Let's clean you up and have a real look at you. Come.
It's incredible, Your Highness. I can't believe it.
But the mirror doesn't lie. Cleaned up, with your hair brushed as I brush mine. Here, let me stand alongside you. Now look.
We are like twins. How can this be?
Yes, even in your street rags. Standing here alongside me, we are like one person. Tom, take off those rags and put this suit of mine on.
Oh, no, Your Majesty. I mean, sire, I could not do that. I am just a pauper. I could not...
Yes, you can, and you will. It is a command from your prince. Where did you get such welts on your bare back? Is it from the beatings?
Yes, sire.
And my guard was going to strike you for coming close to the gates. The very thought of it angers me. Give me your clothes.
But what are we going to do? I in your garments, and you, sire, in my rags.
Let's go out again and play. I may even have myself some good fun with that mean guard.
Your Highness! Your Highness! Where are you? Where are you hiding?
Your Highness, your father has summoned you. Your presence is requested in his bedchamber.
Oh, but I am not... Oh, I see these clothes. Well, you see, His Highness, that is, the prince and I were...
Yes, sire, but can we go along? The king is waiting. You can explain it to him.
But you don't understand. You see, I am not... you will never understand. Take me to the king. He will understand what I'm trying to tell you. He will find the prince. I just don't know where he's hiding.
Halt! Who goes there?
It is I, Prince Edward.
Prince Edward, is it?
Oh, it's the street urchin who got me in trouble with His Highness. Come here, you miserable clod.
Unhand me! You dare touch the person of the prince? My father will have you thrown in the tower. He will.
You have a great imagination, but you're a troublemaker, and I'm going to have you off the place before your prince and protector returns to cause me more difficulty. Now, come on.
Put me down! Put me down, I say! Release your grip! I am the prince!
Yes, you're the prince, and I'm the princess. Now be off with you! Get out of here and don't come back or you'll suffer the worst beating in your life.
But I am the prince! You're making a terrible mistake! I am the prince!
But tell me, Edward, how can you deny your own father? Tell me what terrible malady has struck you so that you would deny your own identity.
But I am not the prince. I am Tom Canty. I am just a pauper off the streets of Pudding Lane.
You are Edward, Prince of Wales. I tire of this game. It is foolish nonsense. Now then, tell me, where is the great seal that I asked you to keep for me? It is important that I have it now. It must be used to execute a royal decree. Where did you put it, my son?
I know of no seal, for I am not your son. I am not Prince Edward. Believe me, your majesty. Believe me when I tell you that I am just a pauper.
Enough! Enough, I say. He is ill. Take him to his quarters. Perhaps later his memory, which fails him now, will return. I am sick over this. Take him away. The change in identities was complete. Tom Canty was now Edward, Prince of Wales, and the young prince was now wandering the streets of London as the pauper. Fate had indeed played a strange hand. Now the secret longings of Tom and Edward would be played out in an adventure they never dreamed could really happen.